Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, David Ndii is an economic advisor to William Samoei Ruto. And since Kenya became a republic, yani tangu Kenya iundwe kama inchi, it is the first time in our history for civil servants to miss a salary. Leave alone the demonstrations we have had. For the longest time we have had Kenya as a country. That has been all about increment on salary. But this is the first time civil servants are missing salary. Last month's salary. Today is already date 8. So we are almost getting to a half of the month. We have already passed a quarter. But people are yet to receive their salary. So there have been a lot of noise in the street. People have been trolling William Ruto's government. People have criticized William Ruto and his administration. But then, one man, the same person, David Ndii, has come out to indicate the reason why William Ruto government is failing and the possibility of a handshake going forward. I don't know your views on this, but this is what David Ndii is saying. Let me just quote him first. I have news for you. The first obligation of government is survival and political stability. The more the dynasties foment destabilization, the more we will have to spend on political capital. If push comes to shove, handshake is always an option. How much you think that will cost? That is David Ndii in response to Kenyans who are raising questions as far as how broke this government is and how disorganized William Ruto is, and how Ruto is proving to be a failed president. You see? So, the question we are asking on this punchline, as far as David Ndii's question on handshake is concerned, is that everyone in Kenya Kwanza has been talking against the handshake. So, David Ndii, an economist and a person who is advising William Ruto, is coming out as the first person to positively talk about the issue of handshake. So the question is, Ndii is speaking for who? William Ruto or Rigathi Gachagua? What is the aim of David Ndii's suggestion over the handshake? That's what we want to try and analyze. But before we go deep into that, Kieni, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our returning subscribers. I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. And as we continue, allow me to introduce you to starup.pro. This is an online website whereby anyone can start trading online with as little as 1,300. Just go to the app and follow the process to register, and you start trading right away. I'm going to put the link in the comment section so that you can easily get to that site. Thank you so much. Back to this discussion. Now, if you check on Kenya Kwanza current politics, it has two sides. We have the William Ruto side and the Rigathi Gachagua side. And seemingly you will see a Rigathi Gachagua who is successfully managing to hold William Ruto hostage on matters of a dialogue with Raila Odinga, or let me say with the Azimio side. So the hardliner number one is Rigathi Gachagua. He goes to an extent of forcing William Ruto to speak his language. That's why you see William Ruto get to Mount Kenya region, and he found himself even speaking what Gachagua would want to hear, because now that is hometown of Rigathi Gachagua. But when you check on William Ruto's body language and what he speaks, it is totally different. So in my view, David Ndii is speaking on behalf of William Samoei Ruto, not Gachagua. But then, as he speaks on behalf of William Samoei Ruto, the other issue is that Ruto is using David Ndii to test how deeper is the water. They are testing the water. From two sides, what will be the reaction of Rigathi Gachagua going forward on this comment? Number two, what is the reaction of the Azimio side going forward from this comment? Remember, Azimio have been very clear. They are not looking for a handshake. Gachagua has been very clear. He don't want a handshake. What Azimio are looking for is cost of living, opening server, and IBC. What Gachagua does not understand is that if William Ruto accepts to do what Azimio is doing, it means he should be preparing to go home. Because there is a lot of truth in server that was not shared in public, which means something different from what Gachagua believes. Maybe Ruto has not told him, or he knows it, but he's assuming that Kenyans are stupid. They're not aware. Kenyans have been made to understand what happened. So Ruto want to really regard the Gachagua, the reaction, and if Gachagua will not accept, how will he deal with the Gachagua? Because now he has to weigh between Gachagua and Raila Odinga. Who can bring more trouble to this country? Who has this more support? So it is just a plan to understand on how they are going to counter Gachagua going forward. Number 2, how will Azimio react? Will they accept? And if they're not accepting, how further can we persuade them to accept going into the handshake way? Because they know Azimio don't want. But after reaction, how can we manage to persuade Azimio to accept the handshake way? In my view, that is what William Ruto is looking for in David Nd's tweet. There are things David Ndi will not do without the knowledge of William Ruto as an advisor. Because when he speaks, we understand, then he's speaking the ideas in William Ruto's government, the plan, or what they're thinking about. So this could be the thinking of William Samoei Ruto. Now, the danger is here. In case Azimio accepts to go into the handshake way, they should ask themselves, why is Ruto pushing for a handshake? Already David Ndi is talking about economy. Remember, he's responding to the issue of economy, which has failed to an extent that Ruto cannot manage to pay salaries. So that in itself, it means that William Ruto is trying to welcome Raila Odinga on an economy that has already failed. He needs help. So he's looking for a way on how to put a blame on another person. Yani, nilasema kwamba this government, going by the fact on how they are running the activities, is a kind of monkeys that manage to take over the car, but they don't know how to drive that car. Monkeys manage to take the car, but they don't know how to drive the car. They have failed to drive the car totally. So they are regrouping and looking on a way forward, because now politically they don't have that political support, because legitimacy is something that is fighting William Samoei Ruto. So he's fighting legitimacy. That is what David Ndi is talking about, political stability. You can have political stability as long as you won election through the ballot. But if you came through a shortcut, then of course you will lack that political stability, because you will need people first, not politicians. People first. But because of legitimacy, there is no political stability. And David is suggesting that it is expensive to have that political stability, which will now transfer into the economic stability. So how do you manage this after losing election? Then you'll be made a president. So in my view, I'm seeing D who is suggesting that Ruto has no any other option but to embrace the Azimio side, to calm down. Yani Zakayo ashuke, ni kwamba amekubali kushuka, but he want to negotiate so that he continue being there. So the risk is that you are going to help someone to sort out his mess, and as we know his behavior, he will turn against you and put a blame on you later. That handshake in itself is dangerous for Azimio la Umoja. But I don't know, is it a direction they are going to take? Or what's the way forward? Because Azimio have put foot on the ground. And seemingly it's like Ruto has been shaken with the stand by which Azimio is taking. They are very serious. They don't want jokes. They want Saba to be open. They want IBC, the constitution, and food. Kama mishahara imeshinda Ruto kulipa wafanyakazi wa serikali, jameni, chakula atapea wananchi kwa ile bei na gharama ambayo ni ya chini. I don't see it coming unless people get back to mass action, and it should be super massive mass action. That is the time he will wake up and think, or hand over power. Because we are talking, now if Raila called for another mass action, you will see even civil servants coming out. Na hiyo ndio tulikuwa nasema middle class feeling that pain. And the middle class, we mean wale wako kwa serikali na wale wako kwa private na wale wafanya biashara. Now they will be forced to come in because even they are missing salary. Tell me if Ruto will have a country to lead. He has no option. So these are now signs coming from the Ruto side that he need now. Ruto is begging for a handshake with Raila Amolo Odinga, in as much Gachagua is pretending to show the other side, which is not realistic. That's the message I'm getting from David Ndi. I don't know your views, but let us be in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you.